Shooting Star Solo. A little bit slower. Let's go 85%. Let's go slower. Let's go to 55%. I guess 56. Here we go. Oh boy. Okay, so now breaking it down. First of all, down here's the F sharp. It's important to know the rhythm guitar part you're playing the lead over. You got F sharp, E, B. Tune this son of a gun up. So we got the F sharp, minor pentatonic. You want to move up to the 14th fret, 6th string. That's the octave of where you started. That's 14 right there. And find your octaves. That's 16th fret, 4th string. Then F sharp on the 1st string, 14th fret. All right, then walk down the scale. This is the material you're going to use. And a few more notes past that. Alright, so the first bit, we're going to hit the, what is this, 17th fret, 2nd string, bend it up to full step on beat 4. Same pitch as this 14th fret, 1st string. So let's see. Starts on beat 4, bend this puppy up, and one thing you want to do is make sure when you're bending it, you support it with the 3rd finger. So pick, bend up the full step, and then put your pick on it, and then release, so you don't hear it meow like a cat like this. So try to get rid of that sound. You could just leave it up here for now, so you get. That'll work too for now. So bend it on beat 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. So that's your first bit. You want to get to this note here. For now, just pick all downstrokes, but consider what your right hand should be doing and with down and up strokes. I'll throw a couple of ideas out there, but ultimately come up with what works for you on the right hand as we go through this, and be sure that you're consistent with it. That's what'll make it work right every time you play it. All right, so once you get to this point here, you got a series of 16th notes. This is kind of fast. I use my 2nd finger up here, but you can use your 3rd. And if you, I don't know, I think when I played it fast, I did with downstroke. But you may want to try up, down, and then up, down. I think right there I went down, up, down, up, or you can go down again. Use economy picking. Or what I find with the alternating picking is if you use alternating, you want to use outside picking. Oops. Gives you a little better shot at skipping a string and landing on the string versus inside picking, which would be a down, then an up. Or down, down is fine too. So just whatever seems to be comfortable, but whatever you do, consider it. All right, so that riff, for now we'll use the 8th notes. We'll kind of slow it down, and it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. But it's really 16th notes. They come off, it goes 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Let's see. Let me make sure I got that right. It comes in on yeah, this is beat 4 right here. 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a. See, it's kind of fast there, right? So you have to start with using 8th notes with the metronome going. Then increase that speed. Go slowly until you get to double what you started with. and then go back to what you started with. Let's say you started at 60 and you made your way up to 120. Then go back to 60 and play it as 16th notes. So in effect, you'd be playing the riff the same speed you did when it was set at 120. You're just playing along with less beats, right? So that would sound something like this. Here's roughly 60, I don't know. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and a 2. So you'd reach the point where your metronome was this fast. Then you back it off. See, with the 16th notes gives you more of a groove, right? And that's the feel of the song. So that first riff is pretty challenging because of how fast it comes up. And with the full speed of the song, let's just listen to it with the full speed. That's pretty fast. So your metronome would need to be about here, which is probably like 140 or something. So work into that. Okay, then the next riff. Comes in on the end of beat 3. Go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. So some of the techniques involved here, you make sure that you're not rolling the finger down or setting the third finger flat, because you have to prepare for this bend coming up. So before we dig in, just put your third finger on the 16th fret, 3rd string, strike it once. Then bring in the other fingers on the same string to support for the bend. Notice I got the thumb over the top and what I call the gate here. I got the gate open with the hinge stuck against the guitar like that, let's say. And then now where is it here? And that should sound like this note here, the C sharp. It's important you let a note ring before you bend it. So a good way to go is just strike it with one finger, because that's how you land on it, and then bring in the others, then bend. And then hear this pitch in your head, then bend slowly until you hear that pitch. Your brain will tell you when to stop. Don't think on it too hard, just listen to this note. And then you can notice things like, oh, if I go up to where about the 5th string is and don't go past it or before it too much, then I roughly have the right pitch. But use your ear, and bending is really important to get right, because if you get a habit of bending the note before you strike it, then the rest of it's all out of tune. You go sharp and it just sounds like Kirk Hammett. Sorry, Kirk. Okay, so it's... So right there, when you're playing this, see I step down with the 1st finger, then I jump down with the 1st finger, and I jump off with the 3rd finger, set it, and then bring in the other fingers. Notice my 1st finger, it's touching the 4th string, so as I bend, it's kind of killing the A string as well, so when I come back down, you don't hear those notes ringing. And if something does ring, I can catch it with my right hand over here. So do like the motorcycle, and then use your palm down in here somewhere to get rid of the string. But wait for those noises to come out and tell you about it. So like if you hear, let's see, I'll try to get a noise here. Yeah, hear that D? I can kill it here with the 1st finger, and then those other notes were ringing here sympathetically, so I just kind of put my hand on it this way. Don't worry about doing that when you're in the middle of playing the solo, but listen for them. So if you record yourself playing, listen for extra notes that shouldn't be there and figure out which hand should kill that note. But nobody really taught me that. I just listened for them, and then eventually came up with like killing them somehow. So if you figure out which hand is responsible for that note ringing. Typically, if it's the left hand's responsibility, it'll be the note. It'll be the string surrounding the note you're playing. So like the D string here, I can kill it. The A string, maybe, but I tend to use this hand a little bit to get it. Now I don't want to go far away from the string. Okay, and then let's look at the next riff here so you have it. Then this third bend on the second line, this is really fast. It goes 3E and a 4E and a 1. So you're immediately bending up and returning. So beat 1, or the first part of the 16th note is a bend. That's the second part. So it's 3E and a. Now here it's tricky because I have to roll from the third string to the fourth string with the same finger. So I need to plan ahead, and where does this finger need to end up? So I'll put my third finger on the string, fourth string here. Then I'm going to roll down to the third string, and then roll back up. I'm only hearing the one note. So that's pretty tricky. It goes. So right here, when you get to that first finger on the 14th fret, and you're about to go to the 16th fret, third string, put your third finger on the fourth string first without making a sound. Get it to where you'd want to land it. You can lift this a little bit. Roll down, then strike the third string. Then roll up. That'll give you the position that you need your third finger to be in. So it's... Pretty soon you'll know where to land. Yeah, so that riff. And the sliding stuff's not that important. You leave that stuff off because it'll just make you lose your position, and then the next note slides into it like what's, that's just feeling it. So don't worry about that stuff. Leave it to the side in the beginning. The next part here, you got this little rake. Really just focus on the 17th fret for now. Another slide. So starting on the, second line, second measure, right at the end there, beat 4, 17th fret. You have a full step bend. This should sound like this 19. Now if this first string, when you bend it, it's got a lot of tension to it, so you have to bend it to where your third finger just about touches the fourth string. So physically, when you're looking at how high should I bend the note, see, I'm barely touching the fourth string. Same deal, support it. First finger's just kind of going along for the ride, killing the B and G string. And then sometimes upstrokes are good on the first string so you don't miss it. Like, where's the string, But just to be accurate, lay your pick on it first, perhaps. So let's see. 4. Put your pick on it, release, or pick up on the next one like this. So that one there, the third bend or fourth bend, is very quick. You want to probably pick up, down. That way you're not chasing the string like with an upstroke. If you're bending up and trying to pick it up, it's weird. You'd at least want to hit it first. See how the pick lays still? I start with my pick on top of the string and then move the string, that kind of makes the string pick the pick. Get the feel of that. That comes in handy for certain songs, like Mississippi Queen or something. Anyway, I digress. Alright, so where are we at? Second line, second measure, fourth beat. See, I let the string pick the pick. So right here. So this happens pretty fast. You have beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. And off to the next riff. Now this hammer on this little triplet here, if you leave it out, it sounds like this. So it'd be so the second pick is a hammer on. Then I immediately go to the second string and to the first string. So it's, and I want my pick to do the same thing. And then throw the trill in. But don't let the trill or the hammer-on affect the timing of the right hand. So you focus on that. Okay, then off to the next thing here. Sliding out of there and then back up. That's kind of cool. You know, just listen to the song and then, like I said, leave those things out at first. Then just kind of feel it. So then he hits this open string, but you don't want to put a lot of emphasis on it. It's not really a friendly note. Then hit the 17th fret. So after the slide. 2, 3, 4. 4 and 1. So really you just want to set up for beat 1 right here. Now this is an F sharp and you're bending this E note up a whole step. And coming over here and grabbing this first string and it's the same pitch. So this is your pitch you're listening for when you bend the string. So when you bend here, support. Put your pick on the first string, let go of the string here, and it shouldn't make a noise because you got your thumb killing everything. Then put your first finger on the F sharp, strike, and then when you put your first finger down, kill the second string with the tip of it. So when you let go here, you don't hear a bunch of that strings ringing. So you have see, and I just let go and leap to that string. Like if I was standing on a rock trying to cross a river and I'm about to leap to the next rock, I can't leave my foot on the rock I'm currently on. I got to make that commitment and jump over to it. So when you're doing that here, you have to time it, right? So it's a timing thing. Like so drive that with the timing, not so much what it looks like. Don't think on it too hard. Just go for it. And then you practice landing your first finger right here. So it lands just right. And you got that same little dent on your finger every time. Now you could, here would be a good candidate for down, up, down, up. It's quicker. Then this is basically straight eighth notes. It's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and from here you slide to the 12th fret. 1 E and 2 and same riff right there, but on the 12th and 15th fret, right? So it goes. lot of different techniques going in to make that all happen. You know, setting, supporting, bending, killing notes, preparing for the upstroke, jumping off the string to the next note. So practice those a lot. It's not just going to help you with this song. These techniques show up in a number of solos, and it'll help you across the board. These are little like gold nuggets. Anytime you learn a new solo and it's got challenges, learn them, overcome them, and master them, because those are stepping stones to the next level. All right, then what do we got here? So it's hold, then put your pick on the first string, maybe the upstroke, doesn't matter, and then kill all the other strings as you leap from that note to here. Set, pick, support, and bend this puppy up. This is another first string bend, so you have to bring it up to almost where the fourth string is now. It should sound like a whole step away from 15, 17. Now you're going to repeat that 4 more times. That was beat 4. 3, 4. So, it goes. Let's see. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then right here, I catch the first string with my what is this? My ring finger. I didn't know I did that, but it killed it. Then my first finger comes over to the third string. It's not quite flat. It's arched where I'm killing all the surrounding strings. Strike the third, and then I'm going to pull it down a full step. I got all this leverage against my first finger like this, kind of like a bottle opener. So when you're using vibrato, you want to get to the pitch first. Then here we're going to release the note and return to it. That's what vibrato should sound like somewhat. Only it's rhythmical, so it'd be faster or whatever. Get to the note. Then I'm just working the leverage of turning my forearm a little bit. But every time I descend away from the pitch, I must return back to the pitch again. So I have to have that A note in my mind. And the band's on an A there. Then you wiggle it. But it can't be random, it's got to be precise. So practice it like this. Maybe support with your second finger. There's the pitch. And then just wiggle it back and forth. You'll hear cool vibrato like beginning of Foxy Lady. So listen to artists that have like incredible vibrato, like Hendrix, super cool sounding, Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Avoid players that have interesting out of tune vibratos like Neil Young, Kurt Cobain, Kirk Hammett. They don't have great vibrato. It's slightly out of tune. But they're great players and artists, so I'm not putting them down. It's just copy the right people and then take notice to that. Why did I comment on that? Hopefully you can tell. You'll listen to the vibrato and notice it's slightly out of tune. Shoot, I'll play and it'll be out of tune now and then, so nobody's perfect. But you just don't want it to be a habit. And how it becomes a habit is you bend a note too soon, perhaps. And if I bent this note before I struck it, the first note is slightly out of tune. Then my perception of the whole step is off now. So if I'm, or it's a habit and I'm not even aware of it, because I'd be listening to the band, hearing them play an A, and I'd want to join that. That's in tune. But if my habit is to go right there, start like that, and then now I'm sharp, and then I'm doing a vibrato off of that. I don't know, just gets ugly. So you don't want it to be a habit that you do, because then it's really hard to fix. All right, so that's pretty much that whole solo. One thing I wanted to point out is when you go into the solo from the chord, setting yourself up. So I'll slow it down a little bit here at, I don't know, 80%. G. Take a breath here like, oh crap, I'm about to play a solo. Right here, you can jump off. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe on this part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Just totally prepare for it. You got the band behind you playing. You don't have to be playing all the chords up to the last second. Then you miss your starting point and then everything's off. So what I'll start with is my pick. Needs to go here. Now if I want something to ring like, maybe I won't kill everything. I'll let it ring. What I did there was lift off the E just right to where I didn't have these strings ringing. You just heard the outers, the open strings. And then I'll put my pick on the second string, wherever that is. There it is. And then I'll come over. And then once I set the left hand finger, I'm going to go ahead and kill everything. And I want to begin my count. I'm going to support. And like, what beat am I on? So perhaps if you could put your pick down on a certain count, the third finger on a certain count, and then start counting from that point. And when right before you get to your solo, take a little breath so you're not thinking. If you don't breathe, then dialogue will start like, oh man, I'm about to play this lead, I can't do it. And then you'll have issues. So you want to just breathe instead and only hear the sound of the music in your head. Clear your head of dialogue. And that can happen way back here when you get this G chord. And all the world will love you just as long. Or you could sing, then you're forced to breathe. But you're strumming here. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Hopefully you get something out of that. Practice a lot.